What's up, everyone? Azariel here, and welcome to another booster pack review that I'll be doing. And funny thing about this booster pack that I didn't even know that this booster pack existed until I was doing my routine check of Yu-Gi-Oh Wikia, and I noticed that there were some new cards on there that I didn't see before. And then when I looked at the booster pack that the cards was in, I noticed that it was a new booster pack that was released. Well, not released really, but it won't be on sale until March 21st, 2015. But nevertheless, still, all the cards have been confirmed for the booster pack already. Because they did a Jump Fiesta event, some like just last week. Well, actually, it was earlier this week on the 20. Well, on this past weekend on the 20th and the 21st, they held an event where they revealed all the cards. And normally, what I do with these booster pack reviews, normally I just break down each card individually, and I give each card its own uh, video review. But because I'm so far behind, because normally I would do each card as they are confirmed, or every group of cards as they are confirmed. But because this list is already completed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do every card review in this video for this booster pack. So there will not be individual card reviews. They'll all be done in this one. I'm doing one at a time. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 new cards that I'll be doing. So without further ado, let's get this started. So first off, we have Junk Giant, new Junk monster. It is a Earth Machine Effect monster, level 6, attack 2000, defense 2400. Description: if your opponent controls a level 5 or higher monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. A synchro summon of a monster using this card as a synchro material cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when that monster is synchro summoned. So pretty much they're giving you a free synchro monster. Your opponent can't do anything in response to it getting on the field. Pretty much you can get the synchro monster on the field. That's pretty much so. It can't be bottomless trap hold. It can't be, you know, void trap hold. Pretty much nothing can be activated in response to it being synchro summoned. So you pretty much get a free synchro monster from using this. And all you need, well, only thing you need to do to really get it on the field without having to use your one normal summon per turn is that your opponent has to have a level 5 or higher monster, which isn't too difficult to do. Um, I guess a strategy to get it out on the field would be use cards like Santa Claus, uh, Volcanic Queen, what else? Lava Golem, uh, and Grinder, or whatever the hell that card name is. Pretty much all those cards that tribute your opponent's monsters and they get special summoned to your opponent's side of the field. I guess that would be one strategy you can use so that you can get this monster onto the field. You'll be able to special summon this monster onto the field like that, because the monster will be under your opponent's control at that point, and then you can benefit from that by special summoning this from your hand. You can search it out. Boxer, uh, Front Observer. Those are two cards right there. So it's a relatively convenient card when used underneath the right circumstances. And considering that you get a free, uh, well, since you get, I don't know why I keep saying free. Since you get a worry-free synchro summon out of the deal, I mean, I guess that's a good strategy to use. So next up, we have Absolute King Backjack. And It is a Dark Fiend effect monster. Level 1 attack, defense 0. Description: during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a normal trap card, set it directly from your deck. This is a quick effect. Otherwise, send it to the graveyard. A card set by this effect can be activated during the turn it is set. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then place them on the top of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect of Absolute King Backjack once per turn. Backjack, backpack, Jack Atlas. That's what this card is basically. That's what the name of this card is in reference to. It's a pun on the name Backpack, but it's Jack Atlas, who was considered to be the absolute king in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's anime. Little history lesson for you. So it's just a play of words. Now, as far as this monster's effect, the whole trick to really using this card is that you want to have it in your graveyard. So I would say using cards like Curry Bandit, that can something that would be able to come in handy. Curry Bandit, this will work good up in the Sylvans, considering that you'll be milling cards. And if it's not a normal trap card, you can just send it to the graveyard, which is good for the Sylvans, because that's how they activate their effects, by being picked up. And if it's not, by being picked up and then sent to the graveyard. So that's the only thing I could see it being good for. I can't really say 1-for-1 would be a good card for this, because like I said, you want to get it in the graveyard, but I guess special summoning it to the field, and then having it protect you, and then while it's in the graveyard, then you use the effects. But I don't know, it's like an okay card. I can only really see it being good in like a couple of builds, or in like a couple of archetypes, or with a couple of, or like with the archetype and a monster, being the Sylvans, and also being used with Curry Bandit, or like you can use the Cat of Ill Omen. Now that I think about it, and you can place a normal trap card on top of your deck, and then you activate this card's effect, and that way you don't have to worry about losing any more cards. I mean, that's something else. That could be a bit much though. So next up we have Rose Lover. Sounds kind of weird, but it's an Earth Plant effect monster, level 1 attack and defense 800. Description: you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 plant type monster from your hand, but it is unaffected. But it is unaffected by your opponent's trap effects this turn. You can only use the effect of Rose Lover once per turn. So any plant type monster you can think of, this card right here basically just, it nearly makes it invincible. At least you don't have to worry about any trap cards. It makes it immune to trap cards. You still got to worry about its own attack power or its own defense power, whichever you're going for, and you still have to worry about your opponent's spell cards, not to mention their monster effects as well. So it makes it immune to trap cards. I mean, that's something. I mean, it's not hard to get this in the graveyard at all. I mean, just simply use like a Foolish Burial, Lone Fire Blossom. You can search it out. Again, it will work real good in the Sylvans, because they can really benefit from having this card in the graveyard, as well as whatever other plant type monster you could think of. So real good. Next up we have Rose Paladin. And it's an Earth Warrior effect monster, level 4, attack 1800, defense 200. Description: when this card Destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. You contribute this card, special summon one plant type monster from your hand or deck in defense position. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Add one level 7 or higher plant type monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Rose Paladin once per turn. So this is just a great plant searcher. You know, again, just like Rose Lover. You know, we just got through seeing that. If Rose Lover is already in your graveyard, then I guess you could activate its effect from your hand, send this from your hand to the graveyard, get that level 7 or higher plant type monster from your deck to your hand, and then activate Rose Lover's effect to special summon it from your hand. It's a warrior type monster, so reinforcement of the army, you know, it'll get it. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So moving on to the next one. Next card. Hellfire Boatwater Ghost Sharon. Or Sharon. And there's a dark zombie tuner effect monster. Level 2, attack 500, defense 0. Description: if your opponent controls a monster and you control no other monsters, you can target one fusion monster in your graveyard. Banish both that target and this card. And if you do, special summon one dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck whose levels equals the total levels of the banished monsters. You can not special summon during the turn you activate this effect except dragon type monsters. You can only use this effect of Hellfire Boat Watcher Ghost Sharon once per turn. So it's a tuner that uses a synchro summon like a ability by you banishing fusion monsters from your graveyard. Helpful. So Zombie Master, trying to think of what's the name of some other zombie monsters out there. Dragon Necro, Nether Soul Dragon in its evolved form. I can't remember I think it was like a new card, like it was supposed to be the evolved form of that. So, funny enough, Dragon Necro, it's a dragon fusion monster that actually uses zombies as its fusion materials, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it is. I just looked it up. So, dragons, so 8, 9, 10. So between those two, you'll be able to get a level 10 synchro monster out. So yeah, Zombie Master, Goblin Zombie, Mystic Tomato, all of those can get this card out a lot quicker. So, real good tuner. Very good tuner. It was level 2, so you wouldn't be able to use Tour Guide with it. But, you know, you got other cards that can search out, which I named. So next up, we got some new Black Wings, and it's Blackwing Krista Crack of Dawn, the Butt Crack of Dawn, and it is a Dark Wing Beast effect monster, level 4, attack 1900, defense 300. Description: if you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Krista Butt Crack of Dawn, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon one Blackwing Krista Crack of Dawn once per turn this way. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by spell and trap effects. Alright, so convenient. It prevents his own destruction from spells and traps once per turn, which is pretty much all you need in most cases with cards like this. You know, just like the Black Wings, they're known to swarm the field, and this is just basically just doing that. 1900 attack for a level 4, not bad at all. You'll be able to get it out. Raptor Wing Strike. 4 Strix will be able to get it out. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, to my knowledge, that's it. So yeah, so moving on to the next card. It's not bad. Scroll down some. Got Blackwing Pinaka, the Waxing Moon. So Blackwing Pinaka, the Waxing Moon. Darkwing Beast Tuner Effect Monster, level 3, attack 1200, defense 1000. Description: cannot be used as a synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Blackwing monster. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the field this turn, you can add 1 Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand, except Pinaka the Waxing Moon. You can only use this effect of Pinaka the Waxing Moon once per turn. So it's a searcher. It is a searcher. So you'll be able to search out at the crack of dawn with this and any other. So between this and Black Whirlwind, you got yourself some pretty good search support. Like, as if they didn't have that, you know what I'm saying, like prior to this. I mean, I guess it speeded up a bit more. So Pinaka, really good. Next up we have what? Cerberus. Cerberus. It's an Earth Beast effect monster. Level 3, attack 0, defense 1800. Description: if you take damage from an attack or an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, then target 1 card on the field, destroy it. So obviously you want to hurry up and get this thing in the graveyard. Got cards like Foolish Burial. It's level 3, so Key Mouse will be able to get it out. Super Nimble Mega Hamster will be able to get it out as well. Let's see what else. Alright, that's it. Other than that, I mean, it's just you getting payback on your. It's you getting payback on your opponent for whatever they did. This card comes in handy like that. You know, it's like, okay, like you damaged me. Okay, now I get to take away 1 of your cards. So that's basically all it is. It's okay. It's not, you know, too crazy. Excuse this. Scroll down again. Next up we have Tristan, Knight of the Underworld. I highly doubt this is in reference to one of the supporting characters of the first Yu-Gi-Oh series. Anyways, it's a dark zombie effect monster, level 4, attack 1800, defense 0. Description: when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 zombie type monster with 0 defense in your graveyard, add it to your hand. While you control another zombie type monster, this card gains 300 attack. So, let's see. So I'm assuming that's only just like a one-time deal. Like, if you control multiple zombie type monsters, I don't think you gain 300 for each one. It's just that when you control another zombie type monster, it gains 300, period. So it would only get like 1 300 attack boost regardless if you have 4 other zombie type monsters or 1 other zombie type monster. So it's food for thought right there. Otherwise, it would have mentioned that, you know, it would have gained 300 for each zombie type every other zombie type monster you had on the field. So not to get that confused. So target 1 zombie type monster with 0 defense in your graveyard. If you had the zombie world active on the field, you know, obviously all the monsters in your graveyard will be turned into zombies. So technically, if you're running zombie world, any monster that you have can be summoned with this card's effect. Obviously, you would want to either get like another level 4 or a tuner out your grave that can benefit you, that can go into like a synchro summon or something like that, or an exceed summon. You know, that can really come in handy. Pyramid Turtle can search it out. If you activate cards like Reoccurring Nightmare, they can kind of aid you in that, since Reoccurring Nightmare kind of has an effect that is similar to this. So yeah, man. Pyramid Turtle can search it out. It's probably like your best option in order to get it on the field quicker. Next up, we have, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Isolde or Isolde or Isolde, whatever. Belle of the Underworld. Ding Dong Bell. It is a dark zombie effect monster, level 4, attack 1000, defense 0. Also, we got a card that Tristan will be able to search for. Well, let's see. Cannot be special summoned except with the effect. Except with this effect, if you control Tristan, Knight of the Underworld, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can target up to 2 zombie type monsters you control that have levels and declare a level from 5 to 8. They become that level until the end of this turn, but you cannot special summon them. But you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except zombie type monsters. You can only use this effect of Isolde Bell of the Underworld once per turn. So declare a level from 5 to 7. Do they have any rank 5 zombie type monsters? There. I don't think so. I know they have a rank 8 zombie type exceed monster that people barely use. I can't remember the name of it, but I know it's rank 8. So that'll be something you'll be able to use with it. It can't be special summoned, so it'll be useless for me to mention any card that can search for it. Considering most of them gives you the ability to special summon from the grave. I think Goblin Zombie will still be able to search for it. But I think it sends it to the graveyard, doesn't it? If I'm not mistaken. So that would still be like a useless suggestion. So yeah, at the moment, to my knowledge, like Dead Draw is like your best chance to get it. Like unless I'm missing something, mind you, like I am kind of bouncing ideas around in my head right now, because I know they got something that can add it to your hand. I'm not sure if that was Goblin Zombie or was it something else. But yeah, like there's something that can add it to your hand. You don't have to worry about special summoning from the build because you're not able to do it. It's some zombies out there that can add to the hand. But yeah, as far as its effect goes, you know, you can go for a rank 8 exceed summon, because at the moment I don't think they have any rank 5 zombies. But it's any level from 5 to 8, so I don't think they have, like, do they have a rank 5, 6, and 7 zombies? I'm not sure. I can't think of any. Let me see. You know what? I normally don't go to tips because they know, especially on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, because sometimes they have stupid suggestions. But let me see if they have a list of cards. Yeah, here it is. Number 22, Zombie Stein. That's the card I was thinking of. And okay, Vampire Bram, right? Pilgrim Reaper. I think that was a level 5. And number 23, Lancelot. Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay, so it can be recycled with Tristan, Dark Eruption, Reoccurring Nightmare, Goblin Zombie. Okay, so it can search for it. Okay, yeah. I was thinking of that earlier, so there you have it. Isolde, Belle of the Underworld. Alright, continuing on. Next up we have Masked Hero Anki. And it is a Dark Warrior Fusion Effect monster, level 8, Attack 2800, defense 1200. Description: must be special summoned with mass charge and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card can attack your opponent directly, but when it does so using this effect, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is halved. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effective Mass Hero Anki once per turn. So funny, interesting enough, they made it a dark monster. So you have something else you can use with Shadow Mist. I can't think of what that mask remind me of. I don't know, like that mask design. I can't remember what that mask design reminded me of. Alright, so don't make fun of me. But I think I remember seeing like a costume design for like a Power Ranger series or something like that. And it was supposed to be like a black and gold lion. And it had like those teeth designs and that big black mask design right there. And that reminded me of it. So I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. I don't really watch the show like that. I mean, I've outgrown it, but still, like that mask design kind of stuck with me, and I think it reminded me of it a little bit. But nevertheless, the effect of the monster um, definitely comes in handy. Not only is it a direct attacker, but it allows you to search out your opponents. I mean, it allows you to search out a change quick play spell card, which is the cornerstones for the masked heroes to be really useful. So you know, masked hero got some more search support for those cards. Next up, we have more Blackwings. Got Blackwing Tamer Hawk Joe the Jet Black, and it is a Dark Warrior Synchro Effect Monster, level 7, attack 2600, defense 2000. Description: one Blackwing tuner, one or more non-Blackwing tuner monsters. You can target one level 5 or higher Wing Beast type monster in your graveyard, special summon it during either player's turn when your opponent targets exactly this card and no other cards for an attack. Or with the card effect, you can target one other Blackwing monster you control that would be an appropriate target. That attack effect now activates the new target. You can only use this effect of Blackwing Tamer Hawk the Joe Jet Black once per turn. So pretty much it's like a Six Samurai effect where it just uses its allies in the archetype as like a shield, which is fucked up. Um, but yeah, not only that, but you're also able to special summon one level 5 or higher Blackwing or Wing Beast type monster from your graveyard. So there's a lot of options with that. So the thing is, it could be any level 5 or higher Wing Beast type monster. It doesn't have to be monsters in an archetype in particular. I don't know if they have any other new Blackwing monsters that can benefit from that, but I guess we'll see as we continue to look into the list. But Dark some more. That card comes to mind. It has some locking, some field lock abilities that can be beneficial with a card like this. Let's see, level 7. So using, what the hell was the name of that? Those two. Krista Crackadon and Panaka. Those two. Yeah, it's level 3. Okay. Yeah, so Panaka and Krista Black at Dawn can get this out easy. Have Panaka on the field already. Use Chris effect to special summon it from the hand, and you got 7 levels on the field already. Then you can be able to search out with Panaka. With Panaka's effect when it gets sent to the graveyard for the synchro summon. I'm trying to think of something else. Yeah, just any level 5 or higher Wing Beast type monster. I'm pretty sure that there's some options out there. I don't really use Wing Beast, so I don't really know for sure. Let's see, Blackwing, Nathung, the Starlight. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, it's a Dark Wing Beast Synchro Effect Monster, level 6 attack, 2400, defense 1600. Description: one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Then make one monster your opponent control lose 800 attack and defense. You can only use this effect of Blackwing Nathung, the Starlight, once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Blackwing monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So not only do you gain extra normal summons, but when it's special summoned, you can inflict 800 damage to your opponent, then make your opponent's monster, then make one monster your opponent control lose 800 attack and defense. So using the ability of Hulk Joda Jet Black, when it gets brought to the field, you can use its effect to special summon this from the graveyard in order to activate that effect. So that's something right there. It's plenty of Black Wings. I don't use them, but I'm pretty sure it's non-tuner level 3. I mean, you can use this with any tuner and non-tuner monster combination that you want. That adds up to 6 levels. It's a generic or it has basic summoning requirements. Not bad. And yeah, combine it with Joda in order to activate the effect. And on top of that, you gain extra normal summons. So really good. Nathung. Oh damn, we at the bottom of the list already. Well, next up we got Dragosistus, the impure underworld dragon, which is the uh, upgraded form of Dragon Necro, Netherworld Dragon. It is a Dark Dragon Synchro Effect Monster, level 10, attack 400, defense 2000. Description: one Dark Tuner plus one or more Dragon non-tuner monster. Cannot be destroyed by battle. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can have this card become able to make a second attack on an opponent's monster in a row. During each of your standby phases, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack, and if it does, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the lost attack. So, between Dragon Necro and Hellfire Boat Watcher, you'll be able to get that monster out. Dragon Necro is level 8, and while it's in the graveyard, you can activate Hellfire Boat Watcher's effect and banish it, as well as Hellfire Boat Watcher. And you can you can do a full synchro summon and get this out. So that's a basic way to get it out right there. It's a stretch, but I like Malefic Parallel Gear, Malefic Parallel Gear, excuse me. Should be able to get it out no problem. Yeah, man, that's it. It's not anything too crazy. But yeah, ideally it would, Hellfire Boat Watcher Sharon. That's the ideal way to get this out, or that would be like the preferred way to get it out. Use Dragon Necro and Dragon Necro's effect, or if you were able to keep Dragon Necro on the field, just normal summon Hellfire Boat Watcher and synchro summon into this. Really good fucking dragon. Gains additional attack. and it can't be destroyed by battle. But then again, it has 4,000 attack. So I guess in the event that if it ever got flipped face down, you know. And then on top of that, it can inflict burn damage to your opponent. You know, and it's based on its current attack. So you should be able to. So you would be able to say like Axe of Fools, equip that to your opponent's monster, have them gain like another 1,000 attack, and then activate this, and then they'll be able to lose more. Um, like they'll be able to lose more life points. So on top of that, if the monster has an effect that's troublesome, you'll be able to negate it. So there you go. That's one thing. So next up we have number 95, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. That thing looks hideous. Anyway, that's a Galaxy Eyes monster? Oh man. What have they been smoking? It's a dark dragon exceed effect monster level rank 9, excuse me. Attack 4,000, defense 0, description 3 level 9 monsters. You can also exceed summon this card by using a Galaxy Eyes Exceed monster you control as the Exceed material. Exceed materials attached to that monster also become Exceed materials. So this card cannot be used as an Exceed material for an Exceed summon. When this card is Exceed summoned, you can send three dragon type monsters with different names from your deck to the graveyard. Your opponent banishes 3 monsters from their deck. You can detach 1 Exceed material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. I don't know why they keep saying each battle phase this turn. I mean, there's no way to my knowledge, they don't have a way that you can replay a battle phase. I mean, I think it's like one card that can probably do it. I can't remember the name of it, but still, like that effect for whatever reason, like it just never clicked. Like nobody does 2 battle phases in a row. Like, I mean, nobody ever does 2 battle phases in the same turn, so I don't get it. But yeah, I can tell the reason why they put that drawback in there to where you can't use it as an Exceed material, because they don't want you to be able to summon another one of these on top of like a copy of itself. So that's fair. So that's a good provision that they put in there. As far as sending 3 dragon type monsters with different names, I mean, of course you want to do that in order to get your opponent to banish 3 monsters from their deck, but you know, you would want to make that work for you. That's the main thing. Yeah, you're benefiting from it because you're making your opponent banish monsters, but you want to have those 3 meals work for you. So having cards like Cloud Dragon, uh, Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon, uh, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. You know, those 2 can benefit from being in the graveyard, especially Cloud Dragon, since it can revive other Exceed Galaxy Eyes monsters. I'm not too familiar with the effect, so that's something I'm gonna have to look up later. But yeah, it really helps Galaxy Eyes Exceed monsters. It can attach itself as an Exceed material to those monsters, thus allowing you to use their effect more. So that's something. So yeah, moving on to the last few. What else we have? We have Cat Shark. What the fuck is a cat shark? What the hell is a cat shark? Wow. Ain't it cute? Anyway, it's a water beast exceed effect monster, rank 2, attack defense 500, description 2 level 2 monsters. While this card has an exceed material attached that was originally water, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one Exceed material from this card, then target one rank 4 or lower Exceed monster you control. Its attack and defense become double its original attack and defense until the end of its turn. So, the same monsters that you would use for Gotcha Gotcha Golem, use it for this. Just make sure that they're water. And on top of that, um, it's more of like an assistant Exceed monster. It's meant to assist. And, you want to use water monsters, of course, because you want to be able to keep it on the field. I would say while using the Banished Sharks, use Legendary Ocean to lower the levels of your monsters. Turn them into level 2s. Turn those level 3s into level 2s. And, yeah, you'll be able to get this out. And just keep the momentum going. Just make sure you have something else on the field, of course, prior to using its effect. Because it would be a waste to use that like that attack increase on this. I mean, literally, I think you're gonna give your overpowered cat shark 1,000 attack and defense to the end of the turn. Yeah, that's gonna be helpful for you. Yeah. Next up, we have number 14, Greedy Saramea. Looks like a Cerberus. It's a Dark Beast Exceed effect monster, level rank 5, attack 2,500, defense 1,500. Description: 2 level 5 monsters. Your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken from their card effects. Instead, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach one Exceed material from this card, destroy all monsters on the field with attack equal or less than the destroyed monster's original attack in the graveyard. So pretty much we're looking at an Exceed version of a Red Dragon Archfiend. Red, excuse me. Red Dragon Archfiend has an effect where it destroys other monsters on the field that are in attack position. This one is kind of similar to that. The only difference is that it just destroys it based on attack and not what position it's in. And so with that being said, it just destroys all your opponent's monsters that have attack equal or less to the monster that was destroyed. Its original attack. Excuse me. But yeah, and on top of that, it protects you from effect damage. So really good at going up against like burn builds. Um, it pretty much prevents any, or it makes your opponent hesitant to use those burn builds against you, especially when they realize that you have this. Yeah, really be cautious. So, yeah, man. So to get it out, you can use Eagle Shark and Panther Shark. Um, any 2 level 5 monsters. I can't really think of any in particular, but it's some good protection. Really good against burn build. Very anti-burn. Funny enough, because the monster has fire on its back, but uh, next up we have number 21, Frozen Lady Justice. Kind of reminds you of Lancelot. Anyway, it's a water aqua exceed effect monster, rank 6, attack defense 500. Description: 2 level 6 monsters. You can exceed summon this card by detaching one exceed material from a rank 5 Exceed monster you control, and that Exceed monster as an Exceed material. What the hell? What is this? Okay, whatever that was. Hold on, let me... Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. Let me fix this. Alright, I don't know what that was, but as I was saying, you can exceed summon this card by detaching one Exceed material from a rank 5 Exceed monster you control and using that Exceed monster as the Exceed material. Exceed materials attached to that monster also become Exceed materials on this card. This card gains 1000 attack for each Exceed material attached to it once per turn. You could detach one Exceed material from this card, destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. So, not difficult to really benefit from that. Use Swords of Concealing Light, to change all your opponent's monsters to face down defense position. Then activate that effect. As far as its effect, for those who may be confused by it, just when you have a rank 5 Exceed monster you control, such as number 14, you remove one Exceed material from it, then use special summon this on top of it. You can use two level 6 monsters, or you could just use that method. And pretty much you would want to have at least 2 Exceed materials on it, because you would want it to have like a decent attack, because it gains 1000 for each Exceed material. And again, use Swords of Concealing Light or Book of Moon or just use it in combination with cards like Stumbling, or if you're running like a water build, use it was a trap card. It was like Stumbling, and can't remember the name of it, but it pretty much acted as Stumbling, except it didn't affect water monsters. So that would be something you would want to use with that, especially if you have a water build. So we got Parallel Twister next. It is it's a normal spell card. Damn it, what the hell is it doing? I hate this thing acting like this. Anyway, Parallel Twister, it's a normal spell card. Description: send one other spell trap card you control to the graveyard, then target one card on the field, destroy it. Pretty self-explanatory. You just getting rid of a spell and trap card you control. Real good for cards that are floating in your back row. That's still a thing. I think some people forget that cards can actually stay in the back row. Nevertheless, good for getting rid of those cards or continuous spell cards that are no longer have any use to you. Yeah, so it's pretty much exchanging a spell, a trap card for, I would say it's like a better version of MST, except the exception being that instead of it being quick play and being able to target a spell just spells or traps, you can target one card on the field, period. So in a way, it's really no different than Regeki Break, because you got to give up a card anyway. Just got to make sure you maintain that back row in order to use it. And last but not least, we have Stardust Respark. Why is this web page messing up all of a sudden? And it is a normal trap card. Description: when an opponent's special summon monster declares a direct attack, if its attack is greater than or equal to your life points, negate the attack, and if you do draw one card, then you can special summon one Stardust monster from your extra deck. You can only activate one Stardust Respark per turn. So Stardust Warrior, Stardust Spark Dragon, Stardust Dragon, only at the moment the only 3 Stardust monsters, out there. So it does give you options. On top of the fact that it's like a lifesaver. This card is pretty much a lifesaver. Not only does it give you draw power, but it gives you a monster. You know, it allows you to special summon from your extra deck or the graveyard. So yeah, like it's just a lifesaver. Of course, if you summon starter any of those monsters that I named, you won't be able to get them back from the graveyard once they hit the graveyard, especially Stardust Dragon and Stardust Warrior, because they have effects that send them to the graveyard to prevent things from happening. Or that they have effects where they can revive themselves. And since they weren't synchro summoned properly first, if you special summon them from the extra deck using this effect, then you won't be able to special summon them from other places such as the graveyard. So with that being said, that is it. That is all the cards in Premium Pack 17 coming March 21st, 2015. I can't believe they finished up. They confirmed all the cards in the list prior to being, you know, uh, released. But, at least I caught up with it. So that's everything, man. Thanks for watching. Peace, and I'll see you guys for more Yu-Gi-Oh vids in the future.